Hello and welcome back to another Off the Cuff episode. This is going to be the Esports edition to this, but this is the podcast where two best friends, talk about sports. If you want to watch our sports one and you're in sports, you can check that out over at Off the Cuff Pod, or I think it's Off the Cuff Sports actually on YouTube.
Yes, no, it's Off the Cuff Pod.
Oh, okay. I know it's Off the Cuff Pod for Twitch. If you want to watch us live.
That's right.
We just got done doing the sports one. This is the esports one. So if you love everything esports, then you're in the right place.
You are,
because this is where two best friends we talk about this wonderful stuff. This is JT. I'm Hylander. JT, how you doing, bud?
I'm fantastic. New layout of the show got me all sorts of confused.
It got me confused too. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I'm excited. We get to spend a bit more time talking esports and not feel rushed because we want to keep an episode under 2 hours long. So with this extra episode per week, like I said in the sports episode, we got to differentiate those two somehow. That's just different from esports. The sports episode, you know what we're talking about. If you have any ideas, listeners, let us know. Right. I was trying to think of something off the cuff, like off the stick, off the joystick. I don't know. Something for esports related themes.
That sounds naughty.
Okay, well, that's why I didn't go with it, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I'm doing well. We had a great sports segment of the show. If you want to go check that out, that is also uploaded live. So you could easily check that out on your listening platform or YouTube platform. Or we're also on video at Spotify as well. So if you want to check out Spotify and you want to check out the video at the same time, then we're on video there too. So don't miss out on anything. Check all the links in the description down below, wherever you're listening / watching. And let's get into the Call of Duty segment, if you will. And for this, Hylander and I are just going to do our video, our predictions video, because we have champs. And that's all we have. That's all we got left in the docket. Nothing's really happened. There's been no moves. There's been no drama. There's been no... It's just kind of preparation for champs. So, without further ado, what I'm going to do is put up our watch party tab here. Look at this, and we're gonna be here. We're gonna be up here in the little boxes here as we predict all of our choices. So looking at my screen right now, winners round 1, champs obviously only having 8 teams. So we only have people in the winners round. There's nobody in the losers elimination round. So teams truly have a 2 loss. You need to lose twice in order to get knocked out of champs. So without further ado, let's kick this off. Atlanta FaZe versus the Seattle Surge. I think it's pretty simple here. Seattle hasn't been looking very good as of late anyway. And I'm just going to call it a straight dominant 3-0 smoke show from Atlanta FaZe.
Before we get this started, can I just point out?
Sure.
Let's just hope that you have a better performance than you did last time.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, last... Yeah.
I don't know what you woke up with last week.
It's all because I had Florida beating OpTic, which I was right about, but that just flipped my whole mindset into thinking upset after upset after upset, and I let it go out of control. And
I remember when you hit the save, you were a little shaky of not wanting to hit that save button.
I almost didn't save it and then changed it and then saved it. I almost did, but we were live, recording live, but we were on recording. I couldn't do that. It was on the VOD. Anyway, so Hylander and I, we auditioned. We put in our names to be a watch party for the COD champions. I don't think it's going to happen. I haven't heard anything back from them, but it was a long shot anyway. But anyway, Hylander, what do you have for this first matchup here? Atlanta FaZe versus Seattle Surge.
I'm going a hot 3-1.
3-1. Okay, you're giving Seattle some life here.
I think Seattle wins the Surge.
Okay, that's possible. Because last major, Atlanta was looking very not rough, but they couldn't close out a search. Not close out. They couldn't close out one. They were at 5-2 or 5-1. But yeah, so if Atlanta comes out with their same old search and destroy prowess, then I think this champ is going to be just a fraud. not a fraud, but like a wash. I honestly think this Atlanta's gonna run wild with it. So keep us going, Highlander.
This is the one that was really hard for me.
It's gonna be hard.
Because I have to go with my gut over my heart.
Yep.
And with that, I'm giving this also a 3-1.
Oh, also for who?
Toronto.
For Toronto. Okay.
I got to go Toronto here. I just feel on land, Toronto is just they're that team.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. As for me, I think I'm going to go the opposite direction. I think LA Thieves are going to be, they want revenge. Draza wants some revenge against Scrap, against all of Toronto, the entire city of Toronto, pretty much. And with it not being in Toronto, I think that highly favors the Thieves. It's closer to LA. It's really far away from Toronto, so you're not going to have many Toronto supporters there. They always show up a little bit, but I'm going to go with a 3-2 in favor of the Los Angeles Thieves. So yeah, I think they're going to come out a little different. I think they're really going to dial up their intensity here. I think Draza honestly has a standout performance in this first game at least, because I mean, like we said, he's been taking a lot of flack for playing the villain and then being mad that people are getting mad at him for playing the villain, and I think he's been just getting hounded with criticism over the past couple of weeks, and I think he's going to be angry and he's going to be fired up. So, but moving down here, we've got OpTic Texas versus my wannabe Major 5 winner Boston Breach, and I mean, with Boston Breach making that ridiculous change for Snoopy, I don't think they stand a chance against OpTic. I think OpTic really come in. They have to. They have to come in different. They have to come in focused. Take no prisoners. They can't. They can't. No one is a light competition at this champs. So, and I think they know that. So, I have a hot 3-0 here for OpTic, winning against Breach. Hylander, what about you?
I do think OpTic does it.
Yep.
But I'm going to have it as a 3-2.
3-2? Oh, wow.
I think OpTic is going to show that they still have some struggles. There's still something that they don't have perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they just get through with the search.
Mm.
Going into New York versus Minnesota,
mm-hmm.
I honestly think this will be a lot closer than people think.
It could be.
But I think it's going to be a close 3-1 for New York.
Close 3-1. Yeah, I mean, this was the losers final matchup for round 5 or Major 5. So this already has some storylines coming. I mean, just like the Thieves Ultra has storylines coming out of that one. Not so much rivalry type storylines for this, but yeah, I mean, as for me, I have Subliners taking it, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a 3-2 in favor of New York.
Yeah, like I said, I think it'll be a close. For me, it's a close 3-1 where like it's not like blowout games.
Right.
It's
close. Yeah. So as for me, I've got 3-0, 3-2, 3-0, 3-2.
So far, we only have one thing different.
We only have one thing. That's true. We only have the Thieves Toronto.
This is where everything breaks for us very soon. Don't worry.
Pretty much, yeah. So, sticking with the elimination round 1, we only have 2 matches to get through, which is nice. Seattle versus Toronto, and this is going to sting for either team. Honestly, I mean, I think it'll sting less for Seattle because their players have greener pastures than Toronto's does. I think, which is weird to say. But I'm going Toronto here 3-1, and Surge is going to get knocked out of champs. So, like I said, I don't see the fire, the passion from Surge anymore. I mean, the whole thing about them almost losing Pred to OpTic way back after Major 2, I think it's just gotten in their head of, yeah, Pred, sure, he likes us, like he's a great teammate. But
he's gone next season.
Yeah, he's gone somewhere. I mean,
yeah, he's leaving no matter what. If it's
not
OpTic, it's going to be FaZe or something like that.
Right, because I mean, he can't carry this franchise forever unless somehow Seattle spend the big bucks and they get other people. But I just don't see it happening. I see him going to a place that has a better foundation, a better backing, whatever. So that's my take on elimination round 1 here. Highlander, what about you? Who do you got?
So I have Thieves versus Surge.
Oh, you do? It's true. Yes.
I think the scoreline is correct.
Okay.
I have 3-1 for LA though.
3-1 for LA. Right.
I just same as you. I just think that the Surge I think Pred just wants out.
Yeah.
And I think the players around him know he wants out. And I think that they just don't have that complete chemistry anymore. Like, they know that next season the team's going to be different.
Yeah.
And I think that because of that, they leave champs very early. Boston versus Minnesota. This is actually a hard one for me.
It's hard.
But is Beans still on the start in the team?
He is.
Beans is still starting?
Yep.
That's all I needed to hear. 3-2 Boston.
3-2 Boston. Just
That's all Beans. It's Beans. I'm telling you, Beans is going to get them past Minnesota.
Okay. Maybe. I don't see it happening that way, unfortunately. This could be hard if they had their original roster. Well, not their original roster. This could be hard if they kept Vivid. If they kept Vivid, this would be a very hard matchup for me. But since they dropped Vivid, they have no interest in Nero coming back. And they picked up a Challengers player to not only play OpTic, winners round 1, but to then drop down and either face Subliners or Rocker. Those are the two matches that you don't want to see coming into the league, especially for champs. If Snoopy starts out anything but even, then it's really bad news bears for the Boston Breach. And I think that happens, unfortunately. I mean, no matter how good Snoopy is, I just don't think that with a couple of weeks of practice and with champs on the line, on the biggest stage of the year, I don't think he's going to perform, and I don't think the team's going to perform. So I'd see an easy 3-1 Minnesota Rocker.
And this is where our brackets start to get a little interesting.
It does. I mean, like I said, if Boston didn't change, maybe Boston beat them. But since they changed, and I mean, such a bonehead mistake in my personal opinion. Like, I don't know. Why not run it back with Nero again? I mean, what's gonna unless there was some crazy internal stuff happening. That must be what happened with Nero and the Boston Breach camp. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. And yeah, so let's move on here. Winners round 2, Atlanta FaZe, Los Angeles Thieves for me. I know it's FaZe Ultra for you. And honestly, I'm leaning FaZe this time because what FaZe showed me at Major 5, they got their hard point under wraps. Their search was a little lacking, which is why they lost in the final. They lost every single search. Unacceptable. They know that. They have the coaching staff to turn it around. They have the players to turn it around. If Slasher especially continues the form that he was in at Major 5, Atlanta FaZe are going to run away with this champs. As much as I don't want to say it. I see a 3-1 for the Atlanta FaZe over the Thieves.
Okay.
Hylander?
Well, I have FaZe Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's FaZe Ultra, I think this game will be insane. I think the series will be really good.
I think my 3-1. I think my 3-1 for FaZe is close. I just want to say that I think it is close. It's not a crazy discrepancy, but yeah, I think the 3-1 is close. But you think it's going to be an absolute banger 3-2 series, huh?
3-2 series
round 11
for FaZe. Close to it.
Close to it. Yeah.
Depends on the map that they get for that. But I could see definitely going 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
OpTic versus Subliners.
Mm-hmm.
I hate doing this, but I got New York taking it 3-1.
Ooh, spicy.
Just because New York won the last tournament.
Yeah.
I feel like New York, Hydra's been playing phenomenal.
He has been.
Actually, you know what? I can't even just say Hydra. All of New York has looked really good.
True. Their teamwork
very recently.
Their teamwork is unmatched for sure.
That's why I have FaZe versus Subliners in the winners final. Which is a rematch of grand finals of the last one going on in the winners final.
Yeah, it is. It is. As for me, in my OpTic versus Subliners winners round 2. This is hard. It's hard. It's so hard because it's not as easy as it has been. Like Major 3, Major 4.
Yeah, I don't want to go against OpTic. I just feel like because New York is playing at the top of that they have, that's the only reason why I had to give it to them.
Yeah. No, I understand. But like Major 3 and Major 4 were so easy to predict. I mean, and I'm not saying that just because I predicted it correctly. I honestly think that just the storylines, the teams where they were at, it was such an easy script. It was such an easy script back in Major 3, Major 4. But now every team is finally hitting their peak. They're hitting their peak. They're hitting their stride. I mean, OpTic has been on the decline, but I honestly think that was just a fluke. Now, unfortunately, there is some weird stuff going on in the OpTic camp. Dan Ghosty was sick for a while. He's just gotten back over he was in the hospital. Like, he was that sick. He just got back from his sickness, and I think Hook is also sick, possibly. And like they're thinking of maybe taking on like TJ Haley as like a replacement, possibly. If Hook for some reason can't play, I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen. I haven't heard anything about roster updates or roster changes because of sickness. So
if that happens, then
OpTic is chalked.
My winners round 1 might change even.
For sure. But I mean, I don't think as of right now that there's anything getting in the way of OpTic's roster. So we're going under the assumption that OpTic has their full roster. They're fine. And I had this in a grueler 3-2 because although New York is looking phenomenal, Hydra has been known to kind of have like a hot head not as of late, his entire career pretty much. I mean, he knows he's good. What?
It's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, especially coming off of an MVP for Major 5. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's champ, so he might put down the gas pedal even more, which would be scary. But he might slack off a bit, or he might give some attitude to his team. Unfortunately, like so many things could happen that I don't know. And so yeah, I don't know. I see Subliners not being as good as they were at the end of Major 5. I still see them being good. You will probably see me take them far, but I think OpTic take it here. But that could easily flip-flop.
And this is where our brackets are now officially completely different.
So Highlander, like elimination 2, go.
I've got OpTic versus Thieves. In what is a crazy matchup. But I think because of the fact that OpTic just lost to New York, the same chain reaction happens again, where OpTic just falls down the train into a very hungry Thieves team.
Oh no!
That takes this 3-0.
Oh my! Spicy.
It happened at Major 5. I think it happens again.
Yeah. That is spicy.
I just think OpTic falls down again. They question what they did wrong. They don't know how they did it. And then they just fall 3-0 again.
Wow.
I just think it's one of those things where once this OpTic, especially because I've noticed this OpTic team. One thing about this OpTic team that I have to say is they have a bad habit, except for that one major.
Right.
But besides that one major, they have a very bad habit of after they lose, especially if it's a bad loss, they then crumble immediately.
True.
And I think that happens in this tournament at Champs. Going on to Ultra versus Boston. Boston, thank you for coming, but that's a 3-0 Ultra.
Yeah.
That is that's the easiest 3-0 I could do right there.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And as you have Ultra moving on to elimination round 3, I had them facing the New York Subliners in elimination round 2.
You know what? That might be the hardest elimination match.
And I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a New York Subliners 3-1 victory. I don't think Scrap will be able to contend with the likes of Hydra and Skies and Kismet. Yeah, so I think their champs is done here, unfortunately. One of the most exciting teams all year. You know, they won a major, and I mean, crazy enough, you know, 4 teams have won majors this year, and they're all right here. Thieves, Ultra, Subliners. I mean,
Yeah.
then you have FaZe, and I mean, yeah. So like, they're all right here in our elimination round, and so not an easy victory from anyone. Not an easy loss.
My elimination round 3 is literally something that could be a grand final.
Oh, for sure. Any of these matchups could be a grand final. It really could.
Thieves Ultra could be a grand final matchup, but it's happening in elimination round 3.
It could be
for me.
Yes,
that's the insane part.
And so so elimination round 2 for me, I have Thieves versus Rocker, and I mean Rocker. I'm sorry, I don't think Bance shows up. I think Thieves take this 3-0.
Oh, okay.
3-0, and I have Thieves Subliners.
That's
elimination round 3, which could be a grand final. Any of these things could be a grand final.
Again, we're at a place where it could be grand finals.
Exactly. So I'll keep it going here with the elimination round 3. Subliners, Thieves. Oh boy, this is hard. This is hard. I see. I see Thieves taking this 3-2.
Oh, okay.
I can see it. They hit their champs form. You know, Kylo Ken is back. He's burning. Okay. He's turning and burning. Draza's still, you know, maintaining his good stuff. Octane is the human turret. I think they come out hot but close against a good New York team, and they push the elimination final. So, what about you, Hylander?
So, as everyone knows, round 1 of the winners bracket, like the start of the tournament, we had Thieves Ultra.
That's true.
I had Ultra beat the Thieves. But now, when it matters most, Draza's going to get his revenge in the hottest 3-1.
The hottest of 3-1s.
This will be the moment where, as you said, Octane shows up, Kylo Ken shows up, Draza shows up, Envoy shows up, everyone shows up and just goes off, and they make Ultra look like they shouldn't be there.
Oh. But Ultra take one map. What do they take? Search?
They take the search.
Okay.
Respawns, I think LA just fries.
Yeah. Like, it's possible.
Hit
us with winner finals. FaZe Subliners.
FaZe Subliners. This is tough. But once again, I have something crazy going here. I have a 3-2 Subliners. Oh my. Subliners beat them back-to-back times.
Wow.
Sending the New York Subliners to the grand final.
Ooh. Wow.
As
for me, I have Atlanta FaZe, OpTic Texas.
So different.
And this is a banger. Well, it's a banger, but OpTic Texas fall here. 3-1.
Oh.
They get gassed by the Subliners.
The Tiny Terrors.
The 3-2 wears them out. They go up against Atlanta FaZe. They get put in their place. 3-1.
Okay.
Atlanta FaZe is through to the grand final. Elimination final.
Ooh,
here's where I have OpTic versus Thieves.
Oh.
And here's the bang out of all bang outs. And man. Just like you were saying, I think Thieves continue their momentum. And OpTic just choke. 3-0.
Oh.
Thieves.
Oh, yeah. So they get burnt out from that 3-2. Then they just absolutely shredded by the Tiny Terrors.
Yep.
Drop down and then get right into the hot heat of the Thieves. Yeah, I can see it.
Now, Thieves could also be gassed from this 3-2 from the Subliners. So this could be closer, but I still think the Thieves, they might just want it more over OpTic. I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what OpTic we see, but
especially because the Thieves have been trash talked a lot since Major 5.
Especially with the sicknesses coming in from Dan Ghosty and Hook, like they might not they still Mahook might not feel that well. You never know. I mean,
And yeah, it all depends. Especially, I just want to point out. Look at the time of that elimination final. By the way,
what time is it? It's
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
That's a late night game, and if you're not feeling good, and depending on how delays go through the day, that could be even later.
There's no teams to scrimmage against either.
That's what I mean.
There's not. So
if you're not feeling good,
yeah,
and you're anywhere between 9 and 10 p.m. if your game starts, you could be chalked very quickly.
You could.
So yes, I do actually see that happening.
Yeah. So let's let me move us here a little bit. I'm gonna move us out of the way. Move us down here so we can see the grand final in all of its glory.
That's no problem. Your grand final is my elimination final.
Oh, you still have to do your elimination final, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So go for it. Your elimination final, sir.
So I think after the 3-2 loss, FaZe is going to be a little bit angry.
Yeah.
So they're going to start this off with a quick little 2-0.
Ooh.
Followed by a 3-2.
Reverse sweep.
Yes.
Wow.
I think FaZe will go up 2-0, get a little bit cocky, start shooting bodies. Kylo Ken takes it the wrong way.
Sure.
They come out, start frying them, turns around. Next thing you know, FaZe, goodbye. Once again, you came up short. We get Thieves subliners in the final.
In the final?
Oh, that's mine. Never mind.
Yours. That's yours.
Like, I looked over and I was like, wait, are we the same? No, that's just that's still mine. I was like, wait,
we have one team the same.
I just think Thieves take a loser bracket push of craziness.
Yeah, they must. That's insane.
I just feel like this is the one that they do and they make it here.
Yeah. So go for it. Grand final. Who you got?
Best of 9?
Oh, they're doing best of 9 this time. Oh, that changes things.
Oh, best of 9.
That means we're seeing all 3 control maps. There's no vetoing control.
Which means
if you get to control, though. Thieves. 5-2. Wow.
I have Thieves winning it. They win champs back to back.
5-2.
That'd be back to back to back, wouldn't it?
Nope.
Wait.
Nope. FaZe won 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, no. So yeah, it would be back to back.
Back to back. But the last time the Thieves won champs, besides last year, was in Black Ops 4, I do believe. So 2018-ish. Wow, that's a crazy series.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I know you got FaZe.
As you guys heard me say, I think FaZe they gather all the Infinity Stones because Slasher calls himself Thanos.
See, that's the reason why I think FaZe loses, because Slasher's trash talking Thieves would be.
It's possible. It's possible, but I think this is going to be a 5-3 for the Atlanta FaZe. Just
for the fact of last time they faced each other, there was words that Slasher said that I'm their father.
Yeah.
And then they came out and absolutely smoked them.
True. Yeah.
And
so,
looked like a fool.
But this is champs. This is FaZe. I mean, you have the Tiny Terrors who have never finished outside top 2 in their entire Call of Duty career. You have Celium, who's only placed outside of top 2 once in his career. You have Slasher, who's, I'm pretty sure, won a championship in the past. At least one, if not 2. I mean, they're a team of winners. And I mean, you could say that LA also has a team of winners, but it's more of a recent success. And I mean, I just don't think the Thieves continue their dominance like they did last year. I mean, last year they had a pretty monumental rise at the end of Vanguard, and I just don't think this game plays like that, unfortunately for them. So yeah, I've got FaZe. Hylander has Thieves. Who do you have at home. I might need to stall a little bit because I really don't have anything. Time to move on to the Twitter. LA Knight. What do you mean? What do we do? Yeah. Let's see. That's from June 11th.
All right, hey, so that's the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So. So I mean, for Rocket League, we have the Spring Cup, or the Spring Major, coming up.
Fantastic.
And I mean,
what's that looking like?
There's so much weirdness going on. I mean, I'm seeing things. So people are confirming their spot at Spring Major. KRU Esports from the south. I'm guessing, I'm not entirely sure where they're from. Crew Esports, maybe Australia, not entirely sure. Let me take a look at the Rocket League. Oh boy. Let's see, Rocket League website.
Can confirm that this is the last night of hockey.
Is it?
It's 5-1 in the second.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's hockey's done every week.
Yeah.
Officially.
Spring Invitational. So apparently the next upcoming broadcast for Rocket League is the RLCS NA Spring Invitational. Which isn't the Spring Major.
This whole spring talk is really confusing to me.
It really is, because there was the Spring Cup, and then there's the Spring Major, and I think Rocket League just needs to simplify their terms and their competitions. Because as a guy for me who doesn't follow it to the detail, to the letter, to the money, I'm also I'm also not entirely sure where to go. I mean,
or just do what COD does, just do like Major 1, Major 2, like do like simple things like that.
Oh right, we said this last time. I was thinking that it was starting soon. The Spring Major isn't until July. So
first of all, how is a spring event
in the middle of summer?
I was going to point out that even if you do that by like Australian terms, that's still winter.
Right.
There's no spring there.
Right. Right. Which I mean, confusing. As of right now, like in the EU, is it spring? Is it? Do they share our? Do they share our seasons? I'm pretty sure they do, don't they?
I think EU shares our seasons.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't understand. So I guess teams are going to continue to clinch their spots for the Spring Major going on in July. So I mean, keep up with the RLCS to see what's going on. I mainly just follow the big majors. I don't really do all these little cups and invitationals and stuff like that. So might look bad on the RLCS guy for this podcast, but I just have the most interest out of the two of us. So that's kind of why I got the gig. Yeah, Highlander. So you already said about OWL, didn't you?
Yeah, OWL starts Midseason Madness, not Midnight Madness. Midseason.
No, midseason, yeah.
Starts the 15th, so that's in 2 days.
Yes.
So I don't know why, but I feel like every week I go and say, oh, I think it started this week. No. I feel like they're moving it on me on purpose. Like, I feel like we're going to come here next week, and I'm going to be like, well, guess what, guys? It starts this week. Nope, just kidding. It's starting next week. It's going to happen like all the time because I feel like they're slowly moving it on me, and Blizzard, I got my eyes on you.
Right, yeah. So as for Halo, up next is the OpTic Major. So yeah, OpTic Major. That's going to be Let's see, 17 days from now. Why doesn't anyone give... Oh, June 30th to July 2nd. So we're going to get some more Halo before we get some more legit RLCS action. For this one, I would love to see OpTic come out strong. Only a couple weeks in between majors. So I think that'll do a lot for them at their own major. So maybe they can finish the year strong into their championships, which I'm pretty sure is up next after the OpTic Major. So I could be wrong about that, but I know World Champ isn't too far away. So yeah, other than the other than the Call of Duty bracket prediction, Esports hasn't been really that crazy, has it?
Not really.
No, not really.
Esports has been very quiet.
Yes.
Even though Overwatch has been going on for a while, I feel like Overwatch has kind of even been kind of quiet.
Right. Well, it's hard to find because it's on YouTube, it's not on Twitch.
No, I think that's the problem. Is I feel like when things are on YouTube, it's so much harder to find when things are going live.
Yeah.
And keep track of than with Twitch, because Twitch I'm just on every day.
Right.
So when it comes to YouTube, even when I go to YouTube, it's usually to watch a video, and then I can't usually find half of the stuff I'm looking for.
Right. Yeah. Leagues should take a look at what the CDL are doing, and even though it's not perfect, at least it's visible, and you can find things
Halo
out pretty easily. Especially Halo, yeah. But because I shouldn't have to go to Twitter to find out stuff about a popular esport. I shouldn't have to have Twitter be the medium in which I find out all of my news. You need to have a legitimate website that's updated weekly, if only weekly, not daily, because there's not much stuff going on during the week other than scrims and stuff. But weekly, maybe. Have some writers, have some storylines being developed. Yeah. So who knows? But I think that's gonna do it for us for our first esports episode. So this is the first esports. We literally just decided to split these things up, kind of last minute here. So bear with us with this esports segment. But this one is nice and simple and short for you guys. Except for the Call of Duty one, but that's the most robust. And then we're gonna have nothing Call of Duty for a while, pretty much. So we're gonna have to do some fun things in the off season of Call of Duty.
Here's hoping Overwatch really starts going off and
yeah,
I think A's will be helping for some League
of
news,
Legends.
so
Yeah, we haven't.
I know some league stuff is coming up. I want to say August. I think that's the big thing. I might be wrong. It might be September,
maybe.
But I know there's something
October. Okay, well,
how did I? Now wait a minute. How did I get August or September?
You were we're hungry for some action, I guess. Our esports aren't giving it to us, and we're hungry for action.
What it is I'm like, we're starting to run out of topics here with everything ending.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry, we'll have this that in. Yeah, well, now I think about it, there's actually a lot of things that are still popping in very soon. So that, we're fine.
We might have picked the wrong time to split these episodes.
League summer season just started. Okay, well there you go.
Summer season. Okay, cool.
Fantastic. There's that A's can help with.
Yes.
And so we'll have some League of Legends stuff. Don't know if we'll get into anything else, but we might add in some more esports stuff if we find anything interesting.
Yes.
And I know Madden does a little season thing.
Well, I think we could just add some more segments into our stuff. So whether that's me maybe teaching you some things about Rocket League, you teaching me some things about Overwatch. Both of us just talking about COD, because we could talk about COD all the time, no matter what type of season we're in.
Predictions for the next COD if they do make a new game.
Right, roster changes we would like to see. That could be stuff that we would like to do. Just because the Call of Duty League is ending, and that is our main bread and butter for our esports segment, doesn't mean that we're going anywhere with the Call of Duty stuff. We will still do what I just said. We'll do off-season roster changes. We'll do future Call of Duties that we would love to see. We could even do a tier list for old Call of Duties that we love the best. The sky's the limits for things that we could do with these newer, standalone videos, standalone episodes for esports in general. So we thank you for being with us for this first esports episode of Off the Cuff. If you liked it, make sure to do just that. Like it, subscribe to it, add us to your feed. Do whatever it is you have to do. If you want to watch us, we're on YouTube and we're on Spotify video. Everywhere else, we're on audio sites. Go check those out down below. We're on Twitch right now as we speak. Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Off the Cuff Pod is our Twitch username. And feel free to go over there, give us a follow, and we would love to see you here live as we fumble and bumble our way, just me, through these segments. So we thank you so much once again. Until next time, I'm JT, he's Hylander, and we will see you